Hey, this is Shane with Build Tiny in Texas. We're setting up our operation here to build tiny houses. We already build trusses. We have a sawmill. We have tremendous amounts of antique vintage wood. We're going to be incorporating all these things into our custom tiny homes. But this whole segment right here is about, is tiny homes a good investment? Now, they can be a good investment, or maybe they're not a good investment. It is absolutely depending on the tiny home that you get. Everybody's saying, I'm watching a video right now on YouTube about tiny homes. I've been in construction for 30 years, since I was 21, got out of the Marine Corps. Right now, I'm setting in over $100,000 camper. But, it's a tiny home, right? 300 and something square feet. I'm going to show you around this place in particular here in another video, showing you all of the problems. Again, this thing's over $100,000. Tiny homes, what, 60, 70,000? I want to start off right off the bat with tiny homes. They're good or they're not good depending on their quality. What kind of materials are you using? What is your foundation that your tiny home is built on? Now, I know that a lot of tiny home's a tiny home. You can build a tiny home on a foundation. You can build a tiny home on wheels. You can build a tiny home on wheels and then putting on a foundation. But the entire tiny home is built on something. And if you build it on something chintzy, some chintzy frame, some chintzy trailer that you put all this money into products, but yet you chint on what it's setting on, that's going to be a huge problem. In the South, which where we are, it rusts. I've been on plenty of projects as we build lots of projects, all kinds of things. You can see some of our stuff, horse barns, different kinds of things. We see commercial buildings with steel rusting, 20, 25 years rusting. Is that what somebody wants? They want to downsize, change their life, save money, have a good investment, and build it on something that's going to rust away, and in 20 years you're not going to have a house because it's going to fall down because it's on some rusted frame. You don't want to have that. We don't provide that. That's not what we're going to do. Ours is top quality products. One of the things you have to consider when you're living in a tiny home is that it's not very much space. Not very much space at all. If you have a wife and you have some kids in that space, there's not a lot of room to move around. There's not a lot of room to move your stuff around. You're going to be bumping into things. Whatever you're carrying with you is going to be bumping into things. And as I'm going to show you in this place where I'm at, over $100,000, damage that occurred. I've only had this place for about a year and a half, traveling around. And you don't want that. You don't want to have something that continually gets beat up, can't last. And when I'm talking not last, is it going to last for 5 years? Is it going to last for 10 years? Is that what you want? If you're going to put $100,000 into your tiny home, do you want in 10 years for it to be worth $10,000? No, you don't. No, you don't. You want, if you spend $100,000 on your tiny home, in 10 years you want it to be worth $150,000. So you invest your money, it's going to increase in value, instead of investing your money and it's going to decrease in value, and it's not even going to last your whole life. So in 20 years, you're going to be living in a junk pile. You've spent all your money trying to fix it, and you're going to have to do something else with your life. So if you're older, what are you going to do? You spend $100,000 on your, whatever you have going on, and you're 75 years old, and now you got nothing. You're going to buy a new house, get a loan. What are you going to do? Rent a house? What happens when you can't pay your rent? Rent is continually going up. So these are the kinds of things that we're going to address on our YouTube channel, Build Tiny in Texas. We're going to go through the ins and outs about tiny homes, what you should do, what you shouldn't do if you plan on investing your money in one.